Kevin, so just a quick summary of the finger picking patterns we did today. So first one was so just rules of thumb, pardon the pun, is obviously start off on whatever your bass string is. Now that's generally going to be the root note. Okay, so for a C major chord, that's your C note, A minor, fifth string, G, sixth, E chords, major and minor, those are sixth, D, fourth, the way it is. So there's that, set up beforehand, right? Have your position right there, and and get used to being able to find that spot. You could strum, and then you're right back in, ready to go, and you don't have to spend time shuffling about finding it. You know what I mean? Small conservative movements. You don't want to come too far away from the string. Obviously, that makes it more difficult to get back to it. So and the main thing with these strumming patterns is not the particular string that you pick, it's the amount of notes that are there. So we were talking about that's not entirely true. Obviously, generally you want to start off on the bass, but not necessarily, but you generally would. Things like in a 6/8 rhythm, like House of the Rising Sun, Hallelujah, the fourth beat is generally going to be the high one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Um, and then in 4/4, you either want four beats or eight. Preferably eight. Eight is a kind of a nice flowy one. So we'll first one we did was bass, really simple like that. Another 4/4 one we did was thumb, high, medium high, I suppose, lower, higher again. So we'll try that with A minor. So that'll be. And again, you start with a bass note, but let's say instead of hitting that one, you hit that one. It's basically arbitrary. It's whatever however high or low you want the texture to be. So there was House of the Rising Sun. So that's a bit trickier because you've got that dum da 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 da. But again, it's just about counting them up. So one, and be strict as well about which finger does what. Distribute the load out between your fingers. Okay, so instead, what you might be tempted to do is, or something like that. Try and avoid that. Spread it out. And with the D, then of course, because you've only got those four strings to work with. Not necessarily. I mean, you could include the A if you want. I just think it kind of muddies up the chord a little bit. But the animals, they kind of repeat the string again. As I was saying, I don't generally recommend hitting the same string twice in a row with that type of thing. I think it kind of messes up the flow of it. But a lot of different ways you can work through it. Like we were saying, with the 4/4 one with 8 notes in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One. So we're just going back up again and then back down. And so on and so forth. So just keep it regular is the main thing. The Hallelujah one was, now we did it on the capo. I won't bother with that there. I'll just do it here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 6 is the in between one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. And see if you can go on from there. D. So there's that little pinch with the D. Start off on this D sus2 with the open E string, and then hammer down. You can do it anywhere. Last one was the 4/4 one, so with 8 notes in it. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all the way down, all the way back up. Good exercise because it exercises them all equally. And again, as slow as you need it to be to get it, right? And then once you have it at one speed, you just go up gradually, really step by step, incremental. That's always the best way to go about it. Quick run through a stairway then, and we'll leave it at that. So we've got this one here. So we're going 3 strings on the bar first, then hopping up to this shape, which technically makes less sense, but personally I find it better, and I think you found it a bit easier as well. So, okay, so middle finger's already here, so I just got to bring this one down here, pinch. Then we're hopping up here. Little finger goes down. D major. Then pinch, and we're not going back up to the top of the chord this time. Going up there. Down, 3 strings, and then we got that kind of partial G chord. There it is. Okay, we'll leave it at that. I'll see you next time.